even in my group, I make people have a minimum of 7 hours of sleep. Most people need more, especially during repair time. A lot of people, when they're nourishing themselves and they're trying to allow the repair to happen, they actually sleep more.
I would love for you to address a little bit about sleep. Where does that come into play?
So sleep is essential. It's one of those things. It's funny because the ones that battle me the most on sleep are the doctors that I take care of. So doctors usually find me because they are the worst at taking their meds. You know, they'll yell at you about being non-compliant, but as soon as they get sick, they're like, I'm not taking that, you know? So I treat a lot of doctors and nurses and pharmaceutical researcher I'm treating, and pharmaceutical salesmen. When they get sick, they're like, oh God, no. So they find me, right? So one of the things I battle doctors on the most is their sleep, because I think we're kind of trained that sleep is a waste of time somehow. I never had that luxury because I had chronic illness. And so I learned early on that if I didn't get enough sleep or if my stress was too high, that I was going to then be non-functional the next day. I was going to have a migraine or arthritis and not be able to do things. So I was forced to learn how important self-care and sleep are, which is one of the gifts of chronic disease. There's always gifts in whatever we're given, right? So I learned that early on. But a lot of doctors don't learn that. And sleep is just something inconvenient. And I remember I was treating this doctor once who she found me because she had autoimmune issues, but nobody could figure out what it was. And she was the chief of internal medicine and the ER. She was in charge of both. So she never slept, right? So, but she was having really bad pain in her legs and she couldn't walk. And if she took steroids, she could walk. But nobody could figure it out. And finally, her doctors told her that they wanted to send her to the Enigma Clinic. I forget if that was NIH or Mayo Clinic or somewhere. It's called the Enigma Clinic, where mysteries go. And she said, screw this Enigma Clinic stuff. I don't want to go there. So she started looking online and she found Goodbye Lupus, my first book. And she read that and started just applying what she read. And she was able to lower her steroid dose for the first time. So she called me and she said, if you can get this pain to go away, I'm going to give your book to every single one of my rheumatology residents and internal medicine residents. Said, you got it, right? So she was all on board with the nutrition, but the sleep, she was like, yeah, no, there's no time for sleep. So I had to push her on that. She did it, and she did reverse her illness, and she did give out those books. But sleep is essential. Why? There's a lot of mysteries around sleep still. What we do know, or what we think we know, I always say that because every theory is disproven if you give it enough time, right? That's why I always teach results, not theories. But what we think we know is that sleep is primarily when you do cell repair. Your body's busy all day doing things. When you're sleeping, that's when the repair happens. So you do want to get enough sleep in order to let that happen. What I can tell you results-based instead of theory-based is when I'm working with people who don't get enough sleep, they don't get the results. And that's all I care about. The whys, that's mental masturbation, as I call it. It feels good. It's not productive necessarily. So what is important is that it doesn't work. So even in my group, I make people have a minimum of 7 hours of sleep. Most people need more, especially during repair time. A lot of people, when they're nourishing themselves and they're trying to allow the repair to happen, they actually sleep more, 9 hours or more. And then when they're healthy, they find they don't need as much sleep. Not everyone though. I don't feel right unless I get 9 hours sleep. Like 8 hours, I can do it, but I need an alarm clock. Without an alarm clock, 9 hours, I'm just fresh. I just get up and I'm happy, right? So you need to figure out, like, when are you fresh? Like, when do you wake up on your own and feel energized? That's how much sleep you need. And, you know, the primary thing that people usually complain about is fatigue, right? Yes. Now, fatigue can be caused by malnourishment and dehydration. But the first thing I look at is sleep. Because all people go, I'm eating perfectly, but I still have no energy. And I'm like, you get 3 hours of sleep a night. I don't care how much smoothie you drink, you're going to be tired. So results is what I care about. And results, speaking from results, when people don't get enough sleep, they dramatically slow down their ability to heal from disease.